And let's just keep our eyes closed for a moment before we even begin the satsang. Tense and relax. Letting go of the day. Bring yourself completely to the temple. One last time. And let's just sit for just a moment in silence, bringing ourselves completely present in front of the Guru, feeling his presence within each one of us before we start the satsang.
Well, a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to this satsang. Thank you for joining. This is one of the very blessed days, and I guess we see many old and new friends, especially on this day for sure. So thank you for joining both in person and also online. And we will have many of our Guru Bhais, not only in Pune, but other places also joining us for this satsang. So a very special day for today, and we will talk a little bit about that, so I do not want to start with that, but just to make this evening even more deeper. So that's why this thank you is for all of you. So I invite everybody to stand. We will start with a prayer. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Friend, beloved God, great Gurus, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashay, Swami Shri Yukteswar Ji, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we humbly bow before all of you. Divine Masters, beloved Guru, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, we thank you for your presence in our lives. We thank you for the gift of this path, the gift of your teachings. We promise you to practice this teaching to the best of our capacity. Invite your presence again and again as we act as your instruments. Please continue to guide us and flow through us. We are your children. Bless us and guide us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please be seated. We'll do a few chants, meditation.
We will do this chant, Jai Guru. My voice is a bit cracked up, so I would like to invite all of you to please join in. Sing it loud, invoking the presence of our Guru. Let him come here and make us feel his presence now and always.
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. 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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru,
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. 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 Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai.
Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Amen. Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Om, Shri Gurudeva Amen. Shri Gurudeva Om, 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 Shri Gurudeva. Amen. Just take a moment to offer our feet at the feet of our beloved Gurudeva on this blessed occasion of his Mahasamadhi. Just mentally at the point between the eyebrows, offer all that you are, all our love, all our devotion at his feet, and try to feel his presence very strongly with each one of us.
I have made the pole star of my life. I have made the pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made the pole star of my life. I have made the pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made the pole star of my life. I have made the pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made the pole star of my life. I have made the pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, still I see the path through thy mercy. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made the pole star of my life. I have made the pole star of my life. Though my sea is dark and and my stars are gone. Though my sea is dark and my stars are gone, still I see the path through the. Still I see the path through thy mercy. I have made thee pole star of my life. I have made thee pole star of my life. I have made thee pole star of my life.
Good evening, everyone. Today's reading is from Swamiji's book, The New Path, and it describes the last day and the last few moments before Master left his physical form. Let's see what Swamiji writes. I have a big day tomorrow, he said. Walking toward the elevator, he paused at the door, then repeated, I have a big day tomorrow. Wish me luck. The following day, March 7, he came downstairs to go out. He was scheduled to attend a banquet that evening at the Biltmore Hotel in honor of the Indian ambassador. Imagine, he said, I've taken a room at the Biltmore. That's where I first started in this city. Then again, he repeated, wish me luck. Master had asked me to attend the banquet with Dick Haymes, the popular singer and movie actor. Dick had recently become a disciple and had taken Kriya initiation from me. Years ago, Master had said, when I leave this earth, I want to go, speaking of my America and my India. And in a song about India that he had written to the tune of the popular song My California, he paraphrased the original ending with the words, I know when I die, in joy I will sigh for my sunny, grand old India. Once, too, in a lecture, he had stated, a heart attack is the easiest way to die. That is how I choose to die. This evening, all these predictions were to prove true. Master was scheduled to speak after the banquet. His brief talk was so sweet, so almost tender, that I think everyone present felt embraced in the gossamer net of his love. Warmly he spoke of India and America and of their respective contributions to world peace and true human progress. He talked of their future cooperation. Finally, he read his beautiful poem, My India. Throughout his speech, I was busy recording his words, keeping my eyes on my notebook. He came to the last lines of the poem, where Ganges, woods, Himalayan caves, and men dream God. I am hallowed. My body touched the sword. Sword became a long drawn out sigh. Suddenly, from all sides of the room, there came a loud cry. I looked up. What is it? I demanded of Dick Hames, seated beside me. What happened? Master fainted, he replied. Oh no, Master, you wouldn't faint. You have left us. You have left us. The forgotten playwright in me cried silently. This is too perfect a way for you to go for it to mean anything else. I hastened to where Master lay. A look of bliss was on his face. Virginia Wright was stooped over him, trying desperately to revive him. Mr. Ahuja, the consul general, came over to me and put an arm around my shoulders to comfort me. Never, dear friend, will I forget that sweet act of kindness. They brought Master's body to Mount Washington and placed it lovingly on his bed. One by one, we went in, weeping, and knelt by his bedside. Mother, cried Joseph. Oh, mother. Indeed, Master had been a mother to us all. Ah, and how much more than a mother? Miss Lancaster gave me an anguished look. How many thousands of years it took, marveled Laurie Pratt, gazing upon him in quiet awe, to produce such a perfect face. Later on, after we had left the room, Fair remained alone with Master's body. As she gazed at him, a tear formed on his left eyelid and slowly trickled down his cheek. Lovingly, she caught it with her handkerchief. She would always preserve it. In death, as in life, he was telling his beloved disciple and through her, the rest of us, I love you always, through endless cycles of time, unconditionally, without any desire except for your happiness, forever in God. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Taking these words into a meditation, let's meditate for about 10 minutes. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I invite our choir now to sing a song. Again, a blessed Mahasamadhi day to all of you. Again, very good to see all our Masters family together. On this special day, it is always fulfilling to be together this way. Before I begin, how many of you have met or seen Jyotishan Devi in person? Oh, pretty much everyone, yes. How many of you actually seen Swamiji in person? Okay, don't be shy. I want to really know how many of us have seen Master in last life. Very likely, yes, and that's how I think they said it. But just the way, thank you for that beautiful reading, and that reading sort of recreates that day for all of us in many ways. And we'll talk more how about Master also, but as you just, nobody very actively raised hand because we were not there, at least in this body, that we can remember. But many of Master's disciples were. And right after that, again, there are pictures where Master's body is kept there and all the disciples, including Swamiji, is very much close to that. And in fact, after they took the body back to Mount Washington, many of his disciples, they were still trying to chant Om into his ear, thinking that maybe this is just. And towards the last part of his life, many a times he would go into deep ecstasy. In fact, they say many times their disciples hadn't seen Master that way. They had seen him more like, let's go and do this thing and let's invite these people and let's have meal. But towards the end of his life, he started getting this ecstatic feeling and he would be just in a very dazed and different world. And they say, this is the new reality, we have to adjust. And then many a times they would just chant Om in his ear and he would come back and then again the life would begin. So they kept on doing that for quite some time before they were convinced that this is the final exit. And one of the disciples, actually, she was very upset because this is like, while he was a great avatar and he had given a lot of teaching, yet there's a familiarity. And then she was very upset and crying. And at that time, she had Master coming to her, like as a vision or how you say, as a thought. And he said, like, why are you crying? And she was taken aback by that call. And she said, like, I am not in that body. Can't you see? We had this time with Swamiji when this was the last time when he was in Watunde Ashram. And that was the only time actually I had got to meet him more, how do you say, in a personal capacity, not one-on-one still. He did this satsang with the monks and he said, like, do you have any questions? And as many of, one more question, how many of you would like to see or visit Master? If there is a chance, yes, of course. It's an unnecessary question, but I just wanted to make sure. And Swamiji, see, we all have God-gifted hindrances or gifts, as you can see, like about our mind I'm talking about. So Swamiji has written in the book that if you want to know me, then listen to my music. I mean, he has not written, but many people quote like that. And he has also said it in talks, if you want to know me, listen to my music. So I thought maybe we can ask him, ki, just the way I can know you, what should I do to know Master? Because all we have is like, yes, we have some little bit of his voice and books and whatnot, videos also, but you see, something more like how was he? So we asked that question, and to which Swamiji's answer was very different. He said, this first I want to clarify. He said, if you want to know me as a person, as a personality, you can listen to my music. But if you really want to know me, then you close your eyes, visualize me at the point between the eyebrows, and try to feel what I am. And then he continued and says, you can do this for Yogananda ji or any of the masters. The disciple on that day was also given that kind of an understanding. We talk about masters. No? When we look at these masters, I don't know, many of you are disciples here. It's written. We always say, we name them, each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this kind of a more intimate gathering, sometimes we also add Swamiji into that prayer, though he didn't want him himself to be included. And then we also include saints of all religions. So we sort of are used to categorizing and looking at them, but also in the discipleship of in many places we refer to them as ray of the divine light, a particular ray. So one sun from them. How do we distinguish one ray from the other? You see, if you go to the source, it is the same, isn't it? And this is what those windows are. That's what Swamiji was also trying to talk about. You don't worry about my personality. That is not what you're probably trying to ask. If you want to feel me, you have to feel the ray. And that ray is the one which is common amongst all of. Yogananda ji says, I killed Yogananda a long time ago. All one resides in this is the divine presence. And Swamiji also towards the end of his life started saying, I don't know where Kriyananda ends and Yogananda begins. Now you see, like all these are, we can make it like a play of words, but if you pay attention, it isn't what they're talking about. This is the vessel. A beautiful chant of Swamiji, we say, I am but an empty vessel filled with the presence of God. And that presence and a particular texture that presence have. Again, a show of hand kind of occasions. How many of you remember the first time you felt that this is yours? You are called to come to this place. And not just like I'm saying, but you felt that this is mine. This could be for me. Nobody remembers. Yes. See what happened on that. They just, if you again go back to that time, there is a very beautiful documentary / movie called Awake. And that there are a lot of people who were touched by Yoganandaji's life. They have actually explained there or expressed their views and whatnot. So one of this story from there is a very sincere disciple or devotee, we may say. He went to a guru and he says, Ki Guruji, would you accept me as your disciple and give me your teaching? So he looked at him and says, no, because your guru is Yogananda. And this is after Yogananda ji has left the body. So he was confused. He said, Ki, but Yogananda ji is dead. So this exalted being looked at him and says, no. He says, you are dead. Yogananda ji is very much alive. And while we can laugh, he continued and then he says, Ki, I can see Yogananda looking through your eyes at this very moment. Empty vessel. It's not just they are empty vessel, we are actually empty vessel. Just that we have a lot of unnecessary things that we think we are is filled. But you see, that's why that moment when every one of us sort of felt something in our heart, we have to cherish that, because what happened on that day? Something inside responded. We generally don't refer to that as something responded, and I'm grateful for that. That is the presence of Yogananda. Yogananda ji gave this promise, very simple yet profound promise, that those who think me near, I will be near. And I will just add to that Swamiji's promise when towards the end of this life, you must have heard Dhyanaji talking so many times about it. Dhyanaji asked Swamiji, he was also towards the end of his life, so they were all concerned. It's like, Swamiji, will you be able to help us as much as you are helping us now? Because it's very convenient, no? Just knock the door, Swamiji, problems, list of problems I have. And he would solve, so how? So to which again, Swamiji's answers was, I hope so. He didn't clarify further, neither Dhyanaji asked, but keep talking about it, what that means. See, those who think me near, I will be near is a definitive promise Yogananda ji gave. Very comforting. But what if we don't think of him? It's very simple. But how much thoughts, how many times different kinds of thoughts are there inside? There's a very funny thing we talk about Hong Song, a very simple technique. Again, most of you can teach others in Hong Song in like 2 minutes. Breathe in Hong, breathe out So ho gaya, go. And what is your record? Before a thought comes and takes our mind away, what is your record? Again, if you haven't counted, try to count. It isn't a large number. And I will invite you to inquire further. What is that important thought that didn't let you continue with your Hongsa. You will see such a trivial thing sometimes takes our thought away, mind away. Such a trivial thing. And though we can talk about multitasking and whatnot, in the mind there can at the moment only one thought. That thought could be of Guru, or that thought could be something else. What did Yogananda ji say when he says ki I killed Yogananda long time ago? There was no other thought. He brought whatever was relevant. Divine was the only thought that he had. And this is, if we all feel this is of relevance to us, we have to choose that. This is the greatest opportunity God has given us. Everyone can reflect to their life before. We all had life before we came onto the path. Not that it was a terrible life by any means or anything, but this is an opportunity which has been offered because a call from earth went and you responded. That is how it is. When the devotee is ready, Guru appears and presents and gives the possibility. But now it is for us to say, I choose. And that is to think of them again and again, allowing the masters to flow. That hope so of Swamiji, we have to make it true. When Master left the body, or before he left, he said, what would be your legacy? So he said, love. Love is going to take my place. And Swamiji was also asked the same question. What will be your legacy? Swami Master said it is love. And he said, kindness. Has anybody ever been kind to you? Has anybody ever been loving to you? Not necessarily just personally, but have you ever been kind to someone? Have you ever loved someone that kind of way? See, these are the moments we are channeling the masters. These are the moments when we are in the presence, in the company of the masters. Our life is to just create these moments more and more. I will share this one last thing and stop. This again, I heard third hand or second hand from Vasudeva talking about Devarshiji. Like we take this discipleship vow, which is sort of the requirement for level 3, but it isn't. It's first of all not a requirement like that. And he says it is not a one-time thing. It is an everyday living possibility. Those who think me near, I will be near. I want to think because I want to choose this. Why? Again, the same prayer, one of the Yoganandaji's prayer, he promises the happiness that we seek will come to us when we act as their channel and give their love to all. Om Guru.
So, throughout the year, we get to express our love to our beloved Guru. I was just thinking how many times, and it's 3 times I discovered that during his birthday, Mahasamadhi, and Guru Purnima, where we express our love and gratitude to him. And isn't he those who, of course, are on the path and his disciples can see and feel that he's the sweetest, kindest, and the most selfless presence in our lives? Do you also feel that? And we can tell him that, thank you, Master, we love you. And he will also return back that, yes, I love you too. But what actually will please him? I was just wondering that what would actually please him, that, yes, I love you, Master, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. But what would actually please him? Apart from practicing the teachings, living the right way, and taking right actions, all we are doing our best. But then this thought came that, what is my topmost desire in this life? Yes, we do have many, many desires. But what is the topmost desire? If I say that, if, if I say this for all of us, that is to find freedom in this life. Let's not just say another lifetime. In this very life, Swamiji has said we can find freedom from all the karma that we have and live in that freedom our rest of the life. And that is becoming a Jivan Mukta. If we keep that as our topmost goal, rest of the desires that we have will have their own place in time and they may not actually come in place. But once this topmost goal we keep, because this is a very special lifetime we all have. This is something in the constellation we all know, the galaxy and the planets come in certain position and then they emanate positive or negative frequencies, and it depends on our life how it is going to impact us. Similarly, so many lifetimes we have lived as human beings and so much suffering we have come so far. So much of monotonous living we have lived so far. And by now, we have reached a moment, or this opportunity is golden, isn't it? That we have to grab hold of it and make most out of it, where it's not limited to what our other desires are, but the one and only desire to be free in this very life. It's something we can reflect every day, through the day, passing thought, the attitude, the actions that we take. Are they moving towards the freedom or towards the bondage? That is something we can keep checking day by day. And how does the freedom actually look like? Does it have a face? Yes, we can see in front of our eyes, our guru's eyes. If we look through, excuse me, if we look through, what do we see in his eyes? There is no ego. There is no attachment. There is no desire. There is no ignorance. There is only freedom in God. Have you ever looked into his beautiful eyes? Have you ever meditated on his eyes? They take us deep inside, deep kind of an ocean, where we all are heading down deep. And this lifetime, we just have to make most out of it, not relying on another life. And this would be the greatest thing he will be pleased with, if we have that one goal or one desire in this life, to find freedom. And then what is the question here is, what is stopping us? What is actually stopping us to be free? Maybe the list of desires. Yes, I want to find freedom, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever desires. That's fine. But is the topmost goal is to find freedom? And are we heading towards it? How can we check? We can keep checking and reflecting whether how are we open to master? Are we allowing him to take charge of our life 100% with body, mind, heart, and soul? Then he can transform our life and bring what is needed to us and can work through whatever the leftover karma is and give his power. But are we allowing him 100%? That is a question that we all have to ask ourselves. And if so, How can I be more open? How can I be more offering each and every day? How are my thoughts? How is my attitude? How deep I'm able to go into the techniques? All these we can keep checking. Are we heading towards freedom or the bondage for which he came? He is not gone. He just fulfilled his spiritual mission. And he achieved the highest goal. And so do we will. But when is the question? In this life, yes, it is possible. And if are we moving towards that goal is a question we need to ask and keep checking all the things that we are doing are heading towards that freedom. So with that, let's just take a moment inviting our beloved Guru in our heart and at the point between the eyebrows. And share what's your desire in this life. And offer yourself completely, the body, mind, your heart's emotions, the soul, the ego that keeps us bound and separated from the divine. Offer it completely at Master's feet. Let him take charge of our life and set us free in this life. And we promise him to cooperate with his grace. All the blessings, good and bad, that he will bring to us. Om Shanti.
Blessed Masters Mahasamadhi to all of you from my side too. And I want to start by, on a lighter note, saying Amit stole the first half of my talk and Anandita the second. I was jokingly telling Amit, I'll go third so I can just be like, as Amit said, and as Anandita said, and as Master said, and as Swamiji said, Om Guru. But they really did. And hopefully I can kind of summarize a little bit through what I prepared for us. So, I was thinking this week, if we go in front of a master, let's say, of any field, right? Let's take the arts, like music or dance or some form. Those are easier things to experience. We have this sense, right? If we see them on the stage of like, wow, especially with something divine, it awakens something in us, right? Something moves inside us. And that's why we feel this awe, we feel an experience. I'm sure you all have had this, isn't it? Maybe I'll also ask a show of hands. Have you experienced a dance, music, poetry, anything? Good. Happy to see this. And just like that, one of the feelings we have when we see that is there's this gap between where I am standing and what this person has to offer to me, no? And you kind of almost wish you had more openness to receive even more what they're giving. So I remember years ago, attending a Kathak dance, in Gurgaon this was. And it was just one of those. I had never, no connection. Dance has not been part of my, being in this life. But it awakened something, right? She was just so connected that we all left like in awe. And years later, now I'm more excited about picking it up myself. I've been exploring, and having Pradnya here is very convenient. And, we've been just exploring this, but it awakened something. And last week, Pradnya, Sanika, myself, we went for a little performance by a very beautiful dancer. And it was very sweet. It was a small studio about the size of the center. So it wasn't a stage or anything. And they had just put a few marigold flowers to separate the stage from the audience. Just like this, actually. And just watching again, I just couldn't absorb. We walked in there, then she performed, and it was beautiful. But I was so aware that I'm not able to receive the energy that's being projected right now in totality. And actually, it was so interesting because throughout the week, little parts of the dance, little parts of the movement, of the expressions kept coming to me as inspiration. So I was just thinking, and I was sharing this with my mom, and she was sharing, when we used to live in Pune when I was a child, how we had gone for, she had taken one of her friends, they had gone for a music performance, similar experience. And she said, my friend was just crying and crying the whole performance. At the end of it, we went up to greet the musician, and even there, she was just, it had touched so much, no, inside. So, like Amit's question, this has happened actually to all of us who are sitting right here, who are online with Master. Because if not, we would not be here. It doesn't need to be so dramatic. Maybe for some it was, but there's something that moved inside, right? And awakened something. And we recognized that this is mine. This is my guru. And it's very important to rethink those moments. Like, I like that Anandita talked about what are the 3 times of the year. I hadn't thought about that actually. But why just 3 times in the year? No, it should be a daily practice. And this is something Swamiji really emphasized. Every day we should almost bring alive, no, that connection that we made with Master. Let's say the first time, because that's the most dramatic one. We were sort of asleep, even if our lives, as Amit said, were good, but we were asleep spiritually. And then something happened which touched something inside, right? And we have to keep that very strongly with us till the end of our lives. Swamiji would talk again and again and again and again in his 86th year, 60 something years of discipleship. He would tell the only story, he would go around the whole world, the moment I came to Yogananda. That was it. He had merged, and they would also say, that I don't know where Kriyananda ends and Yogananda begins. So that's the potential we have, And so as they were both saying, one, take it, keep that moment very seriously. But the second is when we have this moment of inspiration, we've had it. It's not enough to just say, okay, great, now I'll go for satsang and yeah, I do my kriya or I meditate a bit. It's super important to every day take that to the next step, like go a little bit deeper. And that's what Anandita was also saying very beautifully. Make this the life. Swamiji said, this is the life we can be Jivan Muktas. Why wait? He's told us, which means there must be some wisdom there. First, I used to think, yeah, sure, that must be for those select people there. And some of us are in this category, maybe. But gradually, you come to trust the Guru, right? Like, he knows more than us. And if they've given that to us as a potential, it's very important to keep it very seriously. And then with that, Swamiji gives us a little hint. How do we do this? So then we have so many techniques, so many tools. But he was even sharing, I heard this recently, that, one of the things Master told Swamiji when he was in body, that I prefer to teach without words. And Swamiji took this very seriously. What does that mean? I prefer to teach without words. And you can think for yourselves, all of us, in a sense, we are experiencing Master without words, right? It's inside. But even while Master was in body, Swamiji said he took it very serious. So he studied every gesture of Master as he walked. How was his posture? How was his energy flowing? What words did he speak? What stories did he tell? What was that awakening in people? What was the truth behind what he was saying? And he started meditating on it. And he started to notice that more than what Master was saying, where he was receiving the most was in the pauses sometimes between a sentence. And there was a silence, and Master was conveying something to him. Or on the stage, once he was sharing, he was very open, he's becoming more receptive. And Master was giving a talk, and Swamiji felt that particular guidance he's given was for me. So he just felt that. And Master paused the talk, looked at Swamiji, smiled, and then continued with the talk. And so his attunement was deepening, but he's telling us we have to do this. Don't make it only when you sit at your meditation or when you go through a challenging time. Then we start praying like crazy. Or before we go into meditation, we pray. But throughout the day as well, what would Master do here? How would he carry himself? How would he sit in this situation? Am I sitting like Master or am I sitting like myself? No? And in that, we start to break that bridge between the stage and where we are standing. No? And that's what Swamiji tells us. Kriyananda, where does he end? And Yogananda, where does he begin? That's the goal that he gave us. And so may we all be blessed to feel this as well with us. Blessed Mahasamadhi. Now Amit is going to tell us about the next step.
We'll just have a flower ceremony now. So we'll invite everyone to come, take your time. We'll also invite Bhavani to join us. So you can come to any one of us to receive the touch from the masters. Also, there are flowers. You offer them to the master in your own heart's language. They take one. Ah, correct. So there are plenty of pictures of masters and not one picture, different shades of master. As they say, master would take, he would start looking like whoever he is taking picture with. So, so you will see that yeah, but yeah, that's right. Everyone takes one, take your favorite. Even if you have your two favorites, we will have the next time. So we'll have some chanting in the background. Medha, would you please play? Yeah. Can we have a little less light? end by sharing the beautiful vibrations, the blessings of our masters, by chanting Om 3 times together. Divine Mother, may thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken thy love in all hearts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Again, a very blessed, beautiful day. Thank you all for your participation, both here and online. We will now join outside just for some prasad. Please stay. And thank you, Shamini ji, Anandita ji, Bhavani ji, and everyone.